Hey, Tony Gazzard here, popping in now. Now, see, I got a year of coaching program, and one of my clients in there, they have very special VIP treatment because it's a year of coaching, and it's a high ticket one-on-one coaching program where we launching business and stuff. So I had seen a bunch of comments about talking about this. Honestly, I'm just not interested at all, in the least. But when my client wrote me personally, directly, like, Tony, listen, maybe you could touch on this because it might be some talking points, some teaching, some lesson. I said, all right, we'll see. Now I'm up to part 10, but she's still in part 10. And now it's like, at one point I was starting to believe the man played football because I'm like, he acting like he got CTE. The way he acting, he got CTE. One thing I'm gonna tell y'all ladies is a lot of women have gone through this fake phone call situation. Cause I did that probably when I was about 18, 19. Came home from college playing football, home on break, and did one of them fake phone calls in front of a young lady who she wouldn't let me do nothing with her in high school, but now I had to went to college, got me some muscles, playing football, came home. She ain't know nothing about it. She thinking if you play in college football, you could go to the NFL, become a millionaire. So I did me a fake phone call. And I know a lot of my homeboys did them fake phone calls. Now this guy, he took it to a whole nother level. I've never heard of nothing like this. Like, the Smithsonian have already reached out to his family. And they like, we got to get this brain. We have got to get this brain with this man done. When the Lord called this man home, we need that brain. We need to study, see what kind of gray matter, white matter, orange matter. Now, at this point, I'm like, well, I'm glad y'all told me about this because I honestly, I know this stuff kind of exists, but he doing the most. He doing the absolute most. He taking her on the MLM dream visits. You know, the multi-level marketing companies, the pyramid schemes, the companies that everybody thinks is a scam. When you go in there, and I'm sure he hadn't been to a bunch of them, because I could tell he the type of guy. He'd have been to a bunch of them multi-level marketing things. But when you sign up with some of them, they'll do a dream day where you go to the Mercedes-Benz car lot and look at the cars and do your test drive, wasting the people time. But they try to get that to get you the hook. You know, they trying to do the manifesting little trick. That's what he doing to her. Ladies, listen, you have to stay realistic, okay? I'm not saying don't love yourself. I'm not saying that you're not worthy of any of this. But this is the thing. If you know you have not been able to catch no man with a 50-foot net, you can't get no man and then go to getting picky. And see, this is the thing that ladies got to work on too now. Because she's showing because this is a lot of women. I see a lot of women now that don't have a pot to pee in or a window to throw it out of, but then be picky. Now, she expressing a little bit of this. And I love the fact that she humble. She transparent. We got to applaud her for that. I love that she telling this here story for y'all and that she humble and transparent. But the thing about it is, for one, he slapped crazy. Now, to be honest with you, she making desperation in women look good to a lot of men. Because, you know, me being a married man going on 17 years of marriage next month, I'm like, man, I might get these one of these desperate women. I know a lot of men finna be like, ma'am, you is patient. I know my wife, after the first house thing fall through, she fed up. You know what? Let's just forget it. Let's just forget it. Because just nothing's going right. Let's just forget it. And then after the first test drive, and we walk off, my wife don't like to walk into a store and not buy nothing. So this sister here is patient. The Nobel Peace Prize need to give her award for patience. I'm like, ma'am, And I love the fact, because I'm like, okay, now she's showing a little bit of realism when she say, I'm tired of test driving. But here's the thing, man. This is what y'all got. Y'all have to see. She also reminded me why I got this channel on YouTube and why I do what I do. Because I just don't understand. Now, this is the thing now. This is going on, but I actually have several women that I done coached that got stories close to this now. Close to this, they just ain't never did a TikTok series. So it's, yeah, she telling every little detail, so it make it seem very, very crazy. But it's a lot of women who got these online dating horror stories like this. And if they spell it out like that, they could have made that $1 million she finna make, or $1 million plus, if they spell it out like that. So listen, if you got a story, go ahead and tell it. Now, all of them ain't gonna hit now. I'm gonna sure laugh if you get on there and get one view. But go on, tell your story. But see, this thing right here, ladies, there is no way. If this man Blake, where you ever seen a black man who can buy a $700,000 house cash and he drive a Ford Taurus? See, y'all got to put this together. Now, I know she said she was desperate or whatever, so we excusing her because she is humble enough to tell this story. So we're not going to use it against her. But I'm talking to the rest of y'all. You have to, if 1 + 1 don't equal 2, then you got to go. You have got to go. This man, and then let me tell you now, when you ever seen a man who could buy a house $700,000 cash and he not trying to go get J-Lo clone? A man who could buy a house $700,000 cash, he ain't trying to settle down. So what I'm trying to tell y'all is, y'all got to put this stuff together. Because it's a lot of women right now, millions of women right now, right in this very moment while this sister is trying to enlighten y'all, you missing red flags. Like she called it, the United Nations of red flag. You is sitting there with your own United Nations of red flags and you missing. Y'all better let this sister help y'all. Y'all better let her help you, because listen, if it don't add up, then you need to subtract yourself. If it don't add up, you need to subtract yourself. And see what he was doing now, he was mixing her up. So he knows he have no money. He know he have no life. He know he have nothing going on. When you seen a man, when you ever seen a man that could buy a $700,000 house cash and he living in a studio apartment? That man finna have that house before he meet you. A man gonna buy him a house before he meet a woman, because the woman is supposed to move in with the man and be took care of by the man. Ain't no man finna have no $700,000 and he living in a studio. At the least, he gonna be renting them a whole house. And really, he gonna own a house. And this is the thing now. She expressing this, but I'm telling you, I coach women every day. And she's not the only one that's going through this type of stuff. She nowhere near it. It's 1 million women right now. It is 1 million women right now. We're going to have to come together. Hey, y'all, we finna come together. We finna come together. We're going to look up the laws. If you a lawyer, get with me and see what the laws is on us starting us a fund. The fund going to be wide open, meaning the fund is going to be, everybody could see every dollar, everything moving. But we finna start us a public service announcement fund. And we're going to donate to this fund, and we're going to do billboards around the country. The group going to say, hey, Tony, put one in Atlanta on I-85, I-75. This is what it's finna say. If it don't add up, subtract yourself, sister. If 1 + 1 don't equal 2, get your shoe. We finna do commercials. And we're going to shoot the commercial. I'm going to put it on my social media, and we're going to boost it so that it get millions of views. Because this is crazy to me how y'all be falling for stuff. This sister is not alone. It's a lot of women that's watching this. That's why it's so popular. Because a lot of women watching, they're like, well, I feel whatever. They sitting there like, man, he did take me on 10 test drives, but I ain't think nothing of it. I just thought we was, he changed his mind at the last minute because the car market was about to crash or something. What he told me, but we sure test drove 10 different. It's a lot of women right now sitting there like, man, we sure looked at 8 different houses and all of them fell through. I just thought it was the Lord saying it ain't your time. And I'm going to tell you this right here. I'm going to tell y'all another lesson that I learned from her. Do not be cursing and having sex and talking about God. Don't be talking about the Holy Spirit told you to look something up, or the Holy Spirit said something to you. Holy Spirit ain't talking to you when you cussing. Holy Spirit not talking to you when you fornicating and shaking up. Holy Spirit ain't nowhere near you. The Holy Spirit ain't nowhere near you. So if you is right now, if you fornicating, stop wasting your time praying. If you're not repenting and coming out of fornication. Because now you're playing in God's face. And that is why you missing the red flags, because you playing with God. Because you know better, but you're not doing better. Because you're putting the man before God. Now this man here, what he doing is he having fun. This is what a lot of men do. Meaning he exercising, he playing the game. This was an expose for him. This was an exercise for him. This was to see how dumb are women. This was him proving to himself that he's that guy. This was him proving to himself that women are less than, that women are inferior, that women are greedy, gullible, naive, and selfish. He was proven. See, he got a lot of self-hate. This guy got a lot of self-hate, and he actually hate women. Because you have to hate a woman to do a woman the way he did her. To play the game he played with her, like, I'm going to tell you, I am laughing really hard, but not because of her, but just because I'm looking at him, and I could picture that type of man. And if I did skits, boy, that skit will be so good emulating him. I could picture that type of man. Because he literally on Zoom. He on Zoom. Yeah, see, one thing about me. He lying to a family. And then he literally in the car dealership on fake phone call. Oh, yeah, can you wire $7,000 over here? And he on the forklift. And then it's like this right here. It's like, come on now, y'all got to put the Blues Clues together. They made the show for you. You got to put the Blues Clues together. Come on now. So here you is. Okay, so here you is. The man done took and say he a executive. Now bye. But he going with the rubber shoes on, the cargo pants, and the t-shirt. He going to work like that right now. And then it's like, okay, if y'all engaged, y'all about to get married at some point, I'm going to need to see a little bank account. I'm going to need to see a little credit score. Especially now, if I'm a woman, listen, if I'm a woman, I'm not opening no legs if I ain't seen no credit score. If I ain't got no joint account, I ain't open no leg. Y'all got to have more standards. Y'all got to learn from her now. She trying to help y'all. She trying to help y'all. And that sister, she going to get her life together. She going to get her life together. She going to bounce back with the money she finna make. She finna go on. She finna be right in there. I hope she don't try to go to no Dr. Miami or nothing, but she finna get her life together. She finna snatch back. Listen to me. She finna go on start stepping on y'all. But I'm gonna tell you, this right here, because she done basically said she paycheck to paycheck, a man know that at this point, right now, but see now, she have to be careful. And this is what y'all ladies got to learn from her. You got to be careful when a man could see that you got money. Because see, now people gonna assume that she making money. If she making money, y'all might know because y'all don't listen to more episodes than me. But let's say she come into some money. Let's say she making money for real from this TikTok situation. For one, TikTok thankful for us, boy. TikTok like, yes, black people, thank y'all, boy. This free content, appreciate you, boy. TikTok so thankful for y'all. But let's say she made some money. The fact that what she just showed, that desperation not gone. That desperation not gone. And here go another lesson I'm gonna tell y'all. Make sure your dedication matches your desire. Write it down. Pause the video and write it down. Make sure your dedication matches your desire. What I mean by that is, if you want to be a wife, you gotta look like a wife. You gotta think like a wife. You gotta dress like a wife. You gotta move like a wife. You can't say you want to be a wife and then not be putting in the work to be a wife. And then listen, you have to be realistic, because see, the reason why, you know, she able to kind of tell this here story a little bit, and she able to talk about this like this, because she knows deep down that she as much at fault as he is. She know deep down that when you're a grown adult, this not taking candy from a baby. She's an adult. She knows that she was a willing participant in this foolishness, because she knows if you done live past the age of 6 or 7, you know this don't add up. Like if I take my 9-year-old to the store and I keep faking like I'm about to buy a toy, and I keep putting the toy down, and I keep acting like something happened to my wallet, after about the 3rd time, that 9-year-old gonna say, my 9-year-old gonna say, Dad, okay, here's your wallet. Okay, now let's open it. Okay, now let's see the money. Okay, Dad, I'm gonna hold the wallet. Okay, now let's go up to Target. Okay, Dad, I'm gonna get the toy. Okay, Dad, I have the wallet. Okay, I'm going to go to the register and pay for this. Come on now. Come on now. Y'all got to stop being willing participants in the tomfoolery. Now, congratulations. I'm glad she telling her story. I'm glad she being humble, but this ain't about her. This about you. This about you. What red flags is you ignoring? What tomfoolery right now are you willingly participating in? You got to get this thing together, because it's like this ain't add. And then this another thing. You can't have this a lesson now that she teaching y'all, because had she not made this mistake, it would have helped her realize some things. But because also of her desperation, that desperation then turned into greed. Then it turned into selfishness. It turned into a lot of stuff. So when you become a part of the monster, you become the monster. You can't no longer see the monster. What I mean by this is, you cannot have the audacity to want a man who driving a Ford Taurus to get you a Audi or a BMW when you are driving a 2012 Nissan Aurora or whatever she said it was. You can't have the audacity. Now, I think she said she wanted something else, a Kia Telluride. If you want your Kia Telluride, stay at that Kia Telluride. Don't let this fool, this man, because see, this is what men do. This is what grown boys do. See, what we do, when we operating as a grown boy, we will test a woman to see if she got her standards, to see if she is who she says she is. And see, a lot of women, they be like, that's not fair. That's not fair. Like, you can't tell me you're going to get me a BMW and think I'm going to just turn it down. But that's what the men be doing. The grown boys be doing that. It's like gaslighting you, breadcrumbing you, whatever you want to call it. It's like, let me see if you truly humble. Let me see. And in his case, it just was to prove to himself that if you dangle a carrot, in front of a woman who ain't had nothing to eat, and instead of her being thankful for whatever the next step is, she ain't ate in a week, and she say, I don't want no bowl of rice. No, no, I will take the filet mignon and the lobster tail. Thank you. That's what he was trying to prove. That's what he was proving to himself. Even though he had no money, even though he playing with her, even though he's sadistic, he was able to say, I'm telling you what the man was doing. He was able to say, wow, she in this 2012 clunker, and she really finna let me. He wasn't finna do it because he ain't no money, but she really is out here test driving BMWs and Audis. Not no 2014. She ain't looking at 2014s, 2013. She looking at the pandemic 2020. So he like, it could have been a 2018, 2019. I don't know what year it was, but just a big jump though from what she was in to an Audi. And yeah, he lit her up with that. He gaslit her with it. But see, that's the thing. You got to know, pay attention when these men trying to play on the Jezebel in you. When they trying to play on the gold digger in you. Because see, the thing about it is, there's a type of woman who the man will say, hey, you know, let's go to Ruth Chris. And she'll be like, I don't think that's too, like, that's not necessary. Like, Ruth Chris is gonna be $150, $200 a person, and to be honest with you, it's not all that. Like, we literally can go right here to such and such steakhouse where it's just as good, but it's gonna be half the price. A man will dangle something in a woman's face just to see. Not talking about this situation, this different. So y'all got to be able to realize now, these is lessons pulled from it. Not addressing this situation because this guy here broke, busted, and disgusted. You know, sadistic bomb. But we talking about in real life now. Outside of this right here, a man will test you to see if you are the type of person who have a scarcity mindset and you will take anything and whatever. You want as much as you can get. Or if you're the type of person who have, and meaning a real man who got money and who really want a wife, will pull this same test. Now, do not be in my comments talking about a real man wouldn't test you. That's a part of the naivete that women have. Every man is going to test you. Even the Bible say, try the spirit by the spirit. You're going to get tested. But what you have to realize, every test is not sadistic. Every test is not rooted in something that's super evil. Some of it is just trying the spirit by the spirit to see what type of person is this. And so one of the things that men love is when a man offer a super unnecessary expensive thing to a woman and she say, no, we should not do that. That's not wise. When she and sometimes as men, we dumb enough, we gonna do it anyways, because I did that when I was young and got my wife into a Benz when she had a paid off Honda Civic that was perfectly fine, and here I am go get a car note and the thing needed a bunch of service. That was dumb of me. But she didn't know no better either. She didn't have financial literacy like that either. She wasn't raised like that. I wasn't raised like that. So listen, don't just watch this stuff for entertainment. Get you a little notepad and take you some notes and get you some lessons now. Get you some lessons from this stuff because it's lessons in it now. So make sure you get the lessons that you need. Y'all forgive me, I had to cut my eye on. Got a little loud. I got to coach a client here in a little bit. I don't even know if my watch is right. I think it's right. But get to hear lesson and really start to think about this, because you're gonna, this a little remnants of what she went through is gonna show up in almost every relationship. So Where we at right now? Where we at right now is, for one, be very slow to sleep with a man. That's why the Lord say fornication is a sin. Because once you start getting that wood put on you, you get delusional. Another thing is, be careful before you introduce a man to your family. And when you do, make sure you give them the authorization to judge this man very real and very harshly. And then two, you got to really look at society, and you got to pay attention, and you got to see, does the 1 plus 1 equal 2? So somebody told me, I ain't got to that part, I haven't heard, I didn't hear her say how much the man weighed. But I think somebody told me that she later said he weighed 300 pounds or something. What you got to realize is a lot of stuff go together. So let me help you understand something. You hear me say sometimes that I'm a 7-figure earner. Well, to earn 7 figures, to have hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy a $700,000 house like he was getting ready, that take a certain mindset. That take a certain mindset. To invest your money wisely, to save money, to be sitting on hundreds of thousands, that take a mindset. That mindset, it's gonna be very hard for you to have that level of knowledge of earning money. Now, there are exceptions to the rule, but on average, it's gonna be very hard for you to have that level of knowledge and for your body and your life not to be in order. It's gonna be very hard to have the knowledge to invest and have that much money and to have offshore accounts and all of this and be out of shape. It don't go together. It's also gonna be very hard to have offshore accounts and hundreds of thousands of dollars, which basically if you finna drop that means you got millions, because you're not finna just drop every dime you got to pay for a house cash when you could put down 20, 30, 40% and then use the rest of your money to be growing your money. So the other thing too is you got to get knowledge for yourself. You got to be street smart. You got to be worldly smart. You got to be financially literate. You got to Google everything. You got to learn everything. Anything somebody tell you, you got to go learn it. Now, one thing I learned on there, I learned something random. But see, this how I listen. I learned that moissanite is man-made, but it ain't considered a lab diamond. I learned that right there. Hey, see, you got to really listen and learn and Google and study. Don't just let this stuff take up all your time and you ain't learning nothing from it. You got to make sure that don't just look at her and say, oh, poor baby, or oh, girl, you dumb. No, look at yourself and say, okay, now hold on now. What did I miss in my last relationship, my last situationship? What am I missing right now in this relationship that I'm unhappy in? What do I need to be doing with my mind, with my 3 B's, brains, brand, body? What do I need to be doing? Instead of just looking at her, listening to her, judging her or feeling sorry for her, flip it. Make sure you flip it, put it on yourself. What do I need to be doing? What lessons do I need to learn? And so I'm going to tell you like this right here. Get your knowledge up and get your dollars up. Get your knowledge up and get your dollars up. See, this lady right here ought to let y'all know that never ever for the rest of your life should you ever look down on channels like this right here giving you the game. Because a lot of y'all women want to feel too good. You want to feel like, oh, that's just for dumb, desperate women to listen to men give women advice about love and relationship, and then you be going through the same thing she going through. Because you were too smart. Because you knew too much. You knew too much. And then, boom, you get taken advantage of. Because listen, here go this man. He running game like he out here looking like he a sex symbol. I'm thinking the man a sex symbol. From what y'all told me, y'all say the man look bad or whatever. Or wasn't all that. I'm thinking the man out here looking like what y'all be lusting after. The game he running. But the thing about it is, it ain't just all desperation. See, that's psychology. Looking at houses, and somebody say her house was 3-bedroom, but it was $1,000 a month, something like that. So like saying she ain't really have no money or whatever. And I don't know how you get a 3-bedroom for less than $1,000 a month. What in the world? What world you living in? What in the world? What neighborhood that is? But man, listen, I'm about to start me a series though. Well, you know, I got some stories to tell. But listen to me. See, that was psychology. He played on her. Because you get a high when you home shopping. And then when you car shopping. And now listen to how quickly we change. Here this sister still say she got a 2012. And then immediately as he dangled that carrot in her face of the car, she went to having specifications. She want cognac interior. Now you can't be broke and audacious. Cause now that right there just blowed me. I'm like, I didn't even know it was an interior called cognac, and I'm a million. I didn't even know that was an entire in the world. Is we gonna be broke and audacious? But see, that's a lesson. That's a lesson. Because that greed will get you. See, that greed, that lust, these 7 deadly sins, it'll blind you. So what he did is he played on her senses. He played on her lack. He played on her insecurity. He played on what she was lacking. And then before she could really process gratitude, she bit the apple. She dove right in for it. Oh, I'm in a 2012, barely getting around A to B car. And now you finna get me an Audi R8 or something like that, $90,000 car. You know who drive an Audi R8? My business partner who is a billionaire. Do you hear what I'm telling you? And then what the other one was, a BMW X5. Come on, now, 77,000. And he acting like he finna get it cash now. Listen, let me tell you. See, this the thing now. This thing, it ain't about her. Cause the rest of y'all will go through the same thing. Listen, if somebody job, they just make me want to drop the phone, man. Listen, if somebody job will buy them a $77,000 car, that person has the leeway and the privilege to bring you to work. A job not finna buy you no $80,000 car and you not have a corner office. Even if you working in a warehouse, they got a corner office at the warehouses too. If somebody job finna spend $80,000, listen, I'm finna start a school teaching y'all the game. And I'm finna enroll this school. And I'm finna teach this. And then I'm finna open up satellite campuses. And I'm finna be on there like them rich pastors who be traveling around the world and people be watching them on the screen. I'm finna open up satellite. I'm finna give the game. Because the same way she did not put 1 and 1 to equal 2, she really thought that this man could get an $80,000 car from his job and he ain't got no office that he could bring her to come up to the office, bring me lunch up to the office. Hey, come up to the office, let's have lunch. Oh, your day off, hey, let's shoot up to the office. You know what I'm saying? We'll sit up there and let me get a little paperwork done. I'm just like, but like she say, God bless her now. She say she was desperate. Pray for her, but see, this ain't about her. This about you. Because the same thing she went through, you'll go through your own version of it. It just will be different, but it'll be your own version. So now you better learn your math. You better learn how to put 2 and 2 together, 1 and 1 together. It better add up, because it'll just be something different. It'll be just another type of story. It'll be the same thing in a different package. And the man will be like, oh yeah, I got in a bad accident, that's why my back hurt, and I'm waiting on $2 million to come in. And listen, this man will go get AI to do him a bank sheet, a bank statement. He'll get artificial intelligence to do him a bank statement to show you the money that's sitting in the account frozen, that's gonna get released in a little bit once it's done through probate. He'll come up with something and you'll be like, well, man, this look real. And then you'll see the watch he got on, and it watches $80,000 watch, but you don't realize that they sell the same watch as a clone for $50. So you'll be like, oh, well, this add up, but you don't realize you can make anything look any kind of way. That's why we got magicians. You can make anything look any kind of way, and that's what has to be understood. And when you get that knowledge and you understand that, trust me, it's gonna save your life. It's gonna change your life. Trust me when I tell you. Hey, this Tony Gas. I'm gonna watch it a little bit more. I got the coach 8 to 9. I'll probably listen to it a little bit. I don't know if I get to listen to it tonight unless my wife read her book or something. But as I get to go through it and I see more lessons and more things, I'll pull it on out of there and just drop it on here. So because y'all requested this, we might have a few lessons, or we might be done. I'll just see as I go. But right now, God bless her. And like the man had the comedy show, Laugh at My Pain. I just had to ask forgiveness, because boy, this man giving me a chuckle. Because I'm just picturing him at the dealership. Yeah, can you have Lindsay sent a wire for $77,000 and just ain't talking to nobody? Like, I'm just like, this man really? It did. Oh, so now I'm also learning that everything he bragged about is everything he did not do. So at first I'm like, yeah, he played football because he sounded like he got CTE. But now I'm like, did he play football? Because he said he played football and he bragged about his money and that he could fight. So being that he's such a liar, it sounds like those are the 3 things that he do not have or cannot do: football, fight, and have money. But then the family, I'm like, now where's y'all from? I'm like, was y'all, Lord bless you, ain't nobody pick up on it? Because me personally, I'm gonna tell you now, see, but I was reading the Bible today, and it was talking about different people have different gifts. It was talking about, like, somebody had the gift of speaking in tongues, somebody had a gift of interpretation, somebody had a gift of laying hands and healing, somebody had a gift of discerning spirits. And for me, I read spirits, I discern spirits. So for me personally, but everybody don't have that gift. I would have looked at him on that Zoom call as a family member, and I was like, this man full of it. This man full of it. He too immature. Why he bragging about money and fighting for it? Like, you're a grown man. Well, like, what is you talking about? And then why you ain't got no house already then? If you got all this money, what, you ain't finna wait on no woman. And all this kind of money, like, everybody know you got that kind of money. You finna buy a house, you finna buy a car, you got that kind of money, boy, you could buy a woman. You could buy any woman you want. You ain't got to be no online dating. You ain't got to be on no Hinge. You got money. You could go to the bar and just buy a round of drinks for everybody sitting at that bar. And boom, you done spend $1,000 or less. And every woman sitting in there finna be coming up. Hey, how you doing? You finna walk out with some every night. You not no online dating if you got hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like, come on now, y'all got to make the math. And see, this what y'all be draining me. Y'all, woo! I say, here y'all go to requesting. Then my wife said, I knew that was coming. I knew she said, I knew, because she asked me about it, and I ain't have a clue what she was talking about. And then when I got on the live last night, y'all went to talk about it. I'm like, well, what's going on? Uh-oh, I'm late for my coach call. Look at her. See, hey, y'all get me in trouble. Hey, God bless you. We'll talk soon.